This is the 5 FM Radio Main News, the headlines. More tributes for the late 60th Republican President Edgar Chagwa continue to flow. Green economy and environment concludes stakeholder consultations for the SI to operationalize the Carbon and Climate Change Act. Three killed in massive Russian strikes across Ukraine, Zelensky says. This bulletin is live on our Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. Most stakeholders have joined in expressing sorrow following the death of 60th Republican President of Zambia, Edgar Chagwa, who died at the age of 68. The former head of state, who has been receiving specialized treatment in South Africa, Thursday, 5th June 2025, at Med Clinic, Med Forum Hospital in Pretoria, South Africa. United Party for National Development UPND Secretary General Batuke Imenda, on behalf of the UPND leadership and its membership across the nation, extends heartfelt condolences to the Lungu family, the Patriotic Front PF, and indeed all Zambians during this difficult time. Mr. Imenda noted that before the former president rose to higher heights, the party remembers him as a dedicated member of the UPND prior to his departure from the party. He further stated that the former president ascended to the highest office in the land in accordance with Almighty God's will, and that he contributed significantly to the consolidation of Zambia's democratic processes. And National Democratic Congress NDC Secretary General Kennedy Sianda has appealed for unity among all the political players and society at large as the country mourns the late Republican president. In the meantime, Zambia Civil Liberties Union ZCLU Executive Director Isaac Mwanza says his passing comes at a time when the nation and members of parliament needed his voice, wisdom, and counsel, especially as Zambia undergoes a crucial constitutional amendment process. He says, as the only surviving former president, his experience and steady insight would have provided much needed guidance during this pivotal moment in democracy.
He did not shy away from acknowledging the challenges and shortcomings of his administration, including the rise of political violence. He was honest enough to admit when things had gone wrong and courageous enough to apologize, an all too rare quality in leadership and a reflection of his deeply human character. His passing comes at a time when the nation and indeed members of parliament needed his voice, wisdom, and counsel, especially as Zambia undergoes a crucial constitutional amendment process. As the only surviving former president, his experience and steady insights would have provided much needed guidance during this pivotal moment in our democracy.
Meanwhile, Action Institute for Policy Analysis Center Executive Director Solomon Goma states that in the days ahead, the organization will remember his leadership, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to the great nation. He says the organization will cherish the memories of his presidency and the impact he had on the lives of many.
Impact on our nation's journey remains profound. The pain of his departure lingers, a poignant reminder of the void left by his absence. We found solace in enduring the spirit of his leadership and the vision he held for a better Zambia. His leadership was marked by a deep commitment to the welfare of Zambian people, and his efforts to improve the lives of our citizens will never be forgotten. As those of us who remain carry on, we are reminded of the responsibility to continue his work, to strive for ideals he upheld.
Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary Doti Chibamba has announced that the ministry has concluded stakeholder consultations for the statutory instrument SI that will operationalize the Carbon and Climate Change Act. Dr. Chibamba added that the enactment of the Carbon and Climate Change Act creates an enabling environment for carbon projects in Zambia. He stated that the act will serve as a guiding framework in facilitating sustainable efforts to mitigate climate change and achieve impactful outcomes in Zambia. The permanent secretary was speaking during the signing of a memorandum of understanding MOU between Caritas and Our Planet, Our Future, which he believes should translate into tangible results for the country.
We urge all involved organizations to move quickly in bringing this vision to life, ensuring that tangible progress is made on the ground as soon as possible. To inform you about the recent developments that have happened, including the enactment of the Carbon and Climate Change Act, creates an enabling environment for carbon projects in Zambia. This legislation will serve as a guiding framework, facilitating sustainable efforts and ensuring that climate action is both seamless and impactful.
The Secretariat of the Southern African Development Community SADC, the Government of the Republic of Zambia, and the Development Bank of Southern Africa DBSA has announced the commissioning of the landmark Kazungula Water Project scheduled for 9th June 2025. President Hakainde Hichilema will officially inaugurate this significant in water security and sanitation infrastructure along the strategic SADC North-South corridor. Funded under the SADC Water Fund hosted by the DBSA, the Kazungula Water Project represents a pivotal collaboration among regional and international stakeholders. The 12 million euros, equivalent to 357 million kwacha infrastructure development, was primarily funded by the German government through the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development (BMZ) and KfW Development Bank, alongside a significant 10% investment contribution from the Zambian government. Additional preparation financing of approximately 985,000 euros was provided by the SADC Project Preparation and Development Facility (PPDF). The Kazungula Water Project encompasses extensive infrastructure upgrades and construction, which includes a new raw water intake facility on the Zambezi River, upgraded water treatment works, bulk water pipelines, and over 29 kilometers of primary and secondary distribution networks. The project also includes construction of community kiosks to ensure reliable access to potable water for low income residents, a modern pumping station, and storage reservoirs. Furthermore, the installation of a 220 kV solar photovoltaic PV array and battery banks ensures the project's independence from the national electricity grid, enabling uninterrupted service delivery even in the event of power disruptions. The commissioning of the Kazungula Water Project marks a critical milestone towards achieving sustainable development and water security in the region. By providing reliable access to clean water and sanitation, the initiative contributes directly to improved health, environmental resilience, and economic growth in Kazungula and the surrounding border areas. The Minister of Health, Elijah Mchima, officially opened the 44th Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference of the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia, PSZ, in Livingston. Dr. Muchima praised the unwavering dedication of pharmacists across the country, describing them as indispensable players in Zambia's healthcare delivery system. He commended the PSZ for advancing the agenda of equitable access to quality, safe, and affordable medicines, a cornerstone in achieving the nation's goal of a healthy and productive people. The conference is being held under the theme Together for Better Health, strengthening collaborations in pharmacy and beyond, emphasizing the power of partnerships in delivering better health outcomes and building a people centered, resilient healthcare system. Dr. Muchima acknowledged pharmacies' contributions to decentralization efforts and differentiated care models like multi-month dispensing for ARVs and contraceptives. These efforts have raised the availability of essential medicines from 42% in 2021 to over 80% in 2025.
How about the pharmacy? How about the nurse? How about the equipment? How about infrastructure? Let's not be greedy. We are a building block. A building, can you move without banner? Can you move on the three tires or the motorbike on a car? You need that advertising. Can you move without petrol or fuel brand? You need all those companies. The same thing. A medical doctor, a pharmacist, a technologist.
And in other news trending this afternoon, residents and business owners in the tourism-driven Gwabi area of Chirundu have expressed doubts about the safeguards outlined in the environmental and social impact assessment. Studies regarding the proposed introduction of uranium mining activities in Gwabi and surrounding areas. Zambian political activist Samson Zulu notes that political violence has a far-reaching impact on all sectors of the country. Next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Lusaka Integrated Waste Management Company Senior Community Service Education Officer Chisha Banda has revealed that the organization is in the process of formulating a comprehensive and inclusive strategy designed to bring informal waste collectors into the formal waste management framework. According to Ms. Banda, the aim of this initiative is to recognize and popularize the contributions of waste pickers who play a crucial yet often overlooked role in the city's waste management and recycling systems. She says by formalizing their activities, the company hopes to create structured opportunities for training, capacity building, access to protective gears, and fair compensation. The strategy will also ensure that these workers operate within a regulated environment, which will not only safeguard their health and safety, but also improve efficiency in waste collection, sorting, and recycling processes across Lusaka.
We will still strategize and try to formulate strategies and systems where we can come together and find ways in which to provide this service. But what the company is saying is that we need to formalize everyone in the waste sector. All those Uber pushers need to come on board and register their companies. But as I was saying, right now we have just completed bidders submitted. Those who are interested, they submitted their bids for the provision of waste service collection.
Ends the business news and the news. Russia launched large-scale drone and missile strikes on Ukraine's capital and other parts of the country early on Friday, officials said. At least 3 people were killed and 49 injured in the strikes, according to Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. The aerial raids targeted Kyiv, as well as the city of Latsk and the Ternopil region in the northwest of the country. The attack came after Russian President Vladimir Putin warned US President Donald Trump he would respond to Ukraine's recent strikes on Russian airbase. And in sports news, David Beckham is set to be awarded a knighthood in King Charles' birthday honors list. The former England football captain, 50, was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire in 2003. But BBC Sports has been told he is now in line to receive further recognition for both his football career and his contributions to British society, with the list of recipients to be published next week. And now, the weather. Luapula, Northern, Muchinga, Eastern, Copperbelt, Eastern, Central, Lusaka, and Southern provinces, including the southern parts of Western province. Partly cloudy, slightly windy, and warm to hot. Maximum temperature is ranging from 24 to 32 degrees Celsius. The evening will be partly cloudy, windy at times, and mild to cool. Northwestern province, including the northern parts of Western province, mainly sunny, slightly windy, and warm to hot. Maximum temperature is ranging between 25 degrees and 28 degrees Celsius. The evening will be mainly clear, slightly windy, and mild to cool. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news part. Before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Most stakeholders have joined in expressing sorrow following the death of 60th Republican President of Zambia, Edgar Chagwa, who has died at the age of 68. Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary Doti Chibamba has announced that the ministry has concluded stakeholder consultations for the statutory instrument SI that will operationalize the Carbon and Climate Change Act. And finally, Russia launched large-scale drone and missile strikes in other parts of the country early on Friday, officials said. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.